Alright, we've arrived halfway to Frostveller. Let's take a look at our heroes. Oh hey, we've actually broken the cap on how many people are in a party. Because we have the two twins in particular. Seems rather excessive to bring two of them along. I guess I could check which one's higher level. You have 2 kills. You have 0 kills. Alright, that guy. I got the right one, right? It's hard to tell. Just want to make sure. Figure we might as well remove the... Ooh, it replaces... If you do that, it switches the two. It doesn't just slide them in the next spot. Interesting. But yeah, I figure it makes sense to just go ahead and... Yeah, the same character twice, so it seems excessive to bring them both in at the same time. Ranged characters have a nice little bit of versatility. And he has 0 kills, so he doesn't have any progress at leveling up. It's kind of funny that it would go to that for me. Alright, Ivor's not ready to level up. We could promote Mogan for 5. Trigby's not ready yet. Oddleaf's ready. Aled is not ready yet. Rook is getting there too. Might as well level these characters up for 5 each. Seems reasonable. Hello, Oddleaf. Really just want to crank up some of that damage. Not quite. Some armor shattering would be good. They're my ranged damage dealers, so they don't necessarily need as much armor as some of these close range characters might. Whereas this character could probably really use some armor. Particularly because they have maybe that in the shield break? Yeah. He could use some armor just to help reduce the incoming damage, and then he could just do more flurry attacks. That'll be nice. Get that up to the point where he does more attacks, that'll also be very helpful. Speaking of Oddleaf, there she is. How are you doing, Odd? I'm alright. Oh, but I realized after I handed you that banner, I probably gave you the wrong impression. My husband's still in and out of consciousness. It doesn't look good. It's harder than I thought it would be, just not knowing. People tell me I'm a strong woman. It's funny. My father named me Oddleaf because, before I was even born, he wanted a boy so badly. Strong woman. What does that even mean? I never cared for that expression. If I feel nothing about my husband dying, people think I'm strong. If I cry because my insides feel like they're on fire, I'm weak. Why does that feel so backwards? I'm sorry, Rook, it's been hard. You're not sure what to say. In the many years you've known the chieftain's wife, this is probably the most you've ever talked. You asked me to come find you. Yes, it's about the banner. I thought about it a long time. He asked me to give it to you, you know, if something happened. What would you have done? That's what I've been thinking about so much. It should be mine. I could carry it, but I thought about why he named you. I get it. They won't follow a woman. Families would leave. Our banner would be divided. I would vouch for you. Come on, Rook, this isn't the time for pretend. It's not just about our small town. What happens the first time we need someone from another clan? How will that go? And the first time someone thinks they can take advantage of us? I think this is what has to happen. Maybe this is what it means to be a strong woman. She looks sideways, eventually giving over a timid smile. I'm not sure if that's the dumbest thing I've heard or the sweetest. Listen, I know I dragged this out. The truth is, my husband and I could never have a child. I don't want our banner to end here. It'll be safe with you and Aled. I know you're going to take care of her. She puts her hand on her shoulder and she heads back to the camp. So that's absolutely what's happening. We don't think the chieftain's going to make it, and Rook is just kind of semi-accidentally becoming the new leader of this place. See, we have 12 days of supplies. Can we make it in 12 days? Hope so, because we don't have that much more to get, really. Actually, I don't think there's even a vendor around here. Whoa, you can scale really far. You can scroll really far to the side. You can see the varl hanging out here in the foreground. We have training, rest, and heroes. Don't have a lot of reasons to rest, I don't think. Let's just get out of here. Go, 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 morale. One quick day of resting and we'll move on. Good luck, everybody! At a small split in the trail, a few fighters stop to speak with you, each carrying a single pack. We recognize this place, one man says. Several spent years here with some kin. Or spent several years here with some kin. If they're still around, we have to warn them of what's coming. With luck, we'll find you again in less than a week. You think you'll survive out there on your own? The men look at each other somberly before one says, "That's why we have to go. Out here alone, our kin are as good as dead." They check the straps of their packs once more and depart. Oh, no follow-up at all. They just leave. You can't continue that conversation at all. Complaints of Raffensvater. Yeah, there we go. Complaints of Raffensvater's excessive drinking have resurfaced. This time the man stumbled over some tent ropes, pulled the snagged canvas through a campfire, nearly setting a supply wagon aflame. Clansmen put out the fire on both the wagon and Raffensvater's lake before leading him to you. I'm never gonna stop having trouble with that. Let's see. He is just an excessive drunk, isn't he? So you can punish him physically, but maybe something bad will happen, or it'll affect morale. Or you can try to ban him from camping around others, but I feel like that might doom him to get killed by Dredge at some point. Or you can tell him that he's not allowed. He can try to make him not drink anymore, and that could also end very poorly. Very, very poorly. Let's see. It's a toss-up. Everything about this guy's kind of a toss-up, isn't it? We just need to not drink for like 2 weeks while we head to the next city. Is that too much to ask? Look, it's right there on the screen. This man drinks nothing but water from now on. Raffensvater groggily agrees, slurring his way through promises to quit being such a nuisance. Many of the onlookers snort or roll their eyes, but go back to their business. Somehow you doubt it'll be long before Raffensvater manages to find another drink, whether you allow it or not. This guy's a pain in the ass. Come on, the town is right there. Just a little further. Dredge! Shouts a man from the back of the caravan. It's Raffensvater, the unabashed drunk, staggering towards you, looking not entirely sober. He screams again, pointing to trees in the distance. Fear races through the caravan as fighters pull their weapons. Scouts return with no sightings, and furious men surround Raffensvater. Ready yourself against Dredge, just in case. There'll be time for that later, you tell the men. For now, we take no chances. A full day of uneasy rest passes with no sign of Dredge. The caravan is annoyed by the scare and the delay. Eventually, Raffensvater bursts into laughter, and you're sure there never were any Dredge. Not long after, Raffensvater goes missing. Nobody searched for him or seems to mind. Wow. An unredeemable piece of shit. Well, he's gone at least.
Once a strong, thriving city, the walls of Frostvellir now just keep the howling winds at bay. With luck, they'll hold out against Dredge as well.
Found the subtitles, by the way. They didn't used to exist. Although the entire game has less than 10 minutes of combined voice acting from what I've heard, so it's not exactly a common issue. You jostle through fallow crowds of sunken faces who appear as though they've been freezing in front of Frostvellir for days. The gates are closed. You come to a stop at the bottom of the hill. I assume the subtitles were a big request, because when I first played the game, they just didn't exist. This is not looking good. Why are so many people in the fields? We can't stay outside in the open like this. Oddly finds you among the many refugees. Rook, I just talked to some of the women here. Nobody is being let into the city. Why? It's overrun with varl from Blodsbalker, Greyhorn, and people from Bitra. All the nearby villages. The Dredge are everywhere. and the chieftain of Frostveller has locked himself in his great hall. That's when they close the gates. When the dredge come, these hills will turn red. We have to get in there. I want to know more about what's going on in there. I see a lot of people gathered around the rest houses and the gates. We could find out what they know. How do we get in anyway? They closed the gate. I can get that gate open. Let's see if there's another way before we start breaking down gates. I was gonna break it, just push really hard. I mean, it's a fitting point. You don't want to break down the gates that you're specifically trying to hide behind as the impending siege potentially happens if the dredge come here. It's interesting that you can actually scroll back and forth like this. There's a limit, but it's kind of cool because all the individual layers are... There's a bunch of individual layers that give you the illusion of 3D. Anyway, there's a camp down here. There's our hero spot, resting choice. Our morale sucks, so resting would not hurt. You spend a whole day at the rest houses. Everyone gives you the same story. The chieftain just shut himself in the great hall and closed the gates. There are a lot of wounded people there. Here, adds Alette. We could help them. The rest house is overflowing with refugees, the sick and wounded, and noise. Let's try to tend to the wounded. Alette and Oddleaf spend the day, along with others in your caravan, treating wounds, most of which came from archers at the gates. I overheard from one of the women that the city has been sending carts with food around, Oddleaf tells you. Could be a way in, Ivor replies. Next time they send a cart, we bring it back in. Oddleaf protests. Aside from leading to a fight, it would probably mean no more food for the refugees. Yeah, we probably shouldn't ambush them right away, but we could talk to them. We'll wait and confront them. Keep your sword down until we need it. You tell Ivor. We'll make a deal unless they're looking for a fight. Early the next day, you spot another cart leaving the gates of the city after they've thrown their scraps at the refugees you approach. We're gonna fight, aren't we? God damn it. Stop. My friend wanted to talk to you. It's not what I wanted. Think I can guess why. If we knew there were more fighters and varl out here, Echo might have brought you into the city. Who's Echo? He's in charge up there. In charge of what? Better let him explain. Fine, let's go. He nods. You follow him back up the gates, where they open the doors for you. A man clad in black approaches as you step inside. Oh, look at this guy. Yeah, he looks sane. What in the depths is this? The man orders his guards to get the doors closed again before more refugees notice. You said you wanted fighters. You heard about the chieftain? We heard he's hiding out in the Great Hall. Oh, really? Then you mean hiding out in a grave? He's eating worms, if that wasn't clear. What happened in here? As soon as they heard Dredge were coming, anyone who couldn't swing an axe got one to the head. That's the short story, anyway. At least 3 clans in here warring over turf and food, and the worst are the godforsaken varl. He eyes Ivor and shrugs with exaggeration as if simply stating the obvious. We're in more danger here than out there. Look, I was in charge here before things went to crap. You've got some people who can fight. You've got your own varl. That counts for something. I can keep your flock safe in the Great Hall. You fight for me, and you take back Frostveller. I don't take sides. Too hard to tell when the good guys have become the bad. Fine. Cut these sheep loose and watch your own asses. What do I care? All I want to do right now is get out of the damn streets. Think about what you want. So, those are options. We can fight to reunite Frostveller. We can abandon his group, or fend for ourselves, or we can try to leave. Dun dun dun. The varl might be right. We might not want to pick a side here. Let's give that a shot. We'll fend for ourselves inside Frostveller. You can feel Echo sizing you up on the spot, his hand hovering near his axe. He snorts through his nose, changing his mind. Good luck, then. Hope we don't meet again fighting for the same scraps. With the gates closed, Echo and his men disappear down dark alleys. Hope we know what we're doing. Make it up as we go, Ivor. We're doomed. Chapter 3. Little Did They Sleep. Hakon, we're back. I was able to get as many warriors from Strand as you wanted, and more weapons, extra supplies too. You perk up, just now realizing the Mogre has been talking to you. Since Wagner died, everyone has been looking to you to make the decisions. It's exhausting. Hakon? So this is who we're playing as now? That's a bit of a surprise. We've changed characters already. What were you saying? I was saying the varl we sent to Strand have returned. The governor gave us most of what we wanted. Good enough. Much resistance from the governor? Some. I don't think he was happy about us buying his fighters using his own money. He also insisted that we take on a lackey of his to watch over his property, a man named Eric. Eric. I met him. He seemed competent enough. Regardless, the governor will have to get over it unless he wants Dredge crawling through these streets. We've put down every slag that has wandered through here while you were gone. Enough flapping of mouths, then. You sure your wound has healed, Ludin? I agree. Enough has already gone wrong. If something happens to the prince on a mission of peace, the alliance would rot. Or worse. Wagner's dead, there's no reason to stay. What do you expect me to do? Go back to my father and tell him that one varl died so the alliance is over? He has a point. As Wagner's Kender, you have the same responsibilities, Hakon. We'd only be made to do this again, later, and I will not suffer it all a second time. Either take us through the wandering road or do your job and slaughter some dredge. Ludin turns abruptly with a scowl. He stamps back to his ring of tents and followers. Wandering road's not an option with this many. I can crush that boy's skull with one hand. If Ludin won't be deterred, you'll have to deal with it. Don't let Ludin get to you. Let's go. I'm sick of looking at this dump. What do I tell the warriors, Hakon? Tell them we don't stop until Schlitt is retaken. Glad to hear it. Give the word and we'll set off. So where are we, to recap on the map now? Zooming, there we go. So we're Vetterfell. We only started right down there, so we have not made significant progress towards Grofheim. We're pretty much exactly where we left off. I'm sure we are exactly where we left off. Meanwhile, yep. Meanwhile, the other crew has just made it to Frostveller, so if we're going to be meeting, which seems to be suggested by... Oh wait, never mind. I was going to say it's suggested by the start menu, but the start menu is actually the other varl that's already with them, so never mind. I actually don't know if they do meet in this game or not. It's the first part of a planned trilogy, and the second game comes out in about a month, so who knows? Maybe they never meet in this game. You knew him well, didn't you? Wagner? No. Well, I don't know him. I remember him. Always rushing around with some important business, but I never knew him. Never got a chance to talk much. Longer than I did in any case. I suppose so. When he spoke, varl listened, I knew that. I could use help here. The Scrivener leans back, considering the sentiment. I've seen worse. They respect you for your ability to swing an axe. They need to respect you for your actions. But you're not talking to the right varl. Moger's got some skill there. Most I can do is hold a quill. I heard you were a terror in your day. Do you know how old I am? Dare I ask? I'm competing, you know. Nobody knows how old we varl can get, naturally. There's one by the name of Snorri. He's got a few years on me, just hunkers in Gralfheim collecting rhyme. Bastard might actually beat me. Another one named Krumer is close, I think, but the adult son of a bitch still welcomes a fight. He'll probably be offed before I am, although... The Scrivener gestures around him as if to remind you of the current situation. You chuckle. Anyway, what difference does it make? I'm just a delivery baron for Jornder now. Can't remember half of what I've done. Hence the journal? Hence, don't get fancy on my behalf, Hakon. Okay, I won't. So what are you always putting in that journal? How do you mean? What do I write? I write what happens. They've got a banner in Aberang for that, you know. You mean the long banner? Yes, the Menders wove up something that writes its own history. You want my opinion? I don't trust it. No? It tells a broad story. I think there's some value to the narrow. What story does it write? Mine? Theirs? Ludin's? Gods forbid. Ha! You relic. The gods have been dead a long time. Oh, have they? Old habits, I suppose. What do you suppose happened to the sun? Gods, how should I know? Never seen something like this before. Are you worried? Some of the varl in the caravan think the world's coming to an end. Others think it's the best thing that could happen. No more black months. I'll take it. If it's the end, I'm ready. What about the rest of us? To the depths with you! Ha! Get some rest. Always more marching to do. I've hoofed more hills than a horse born with a grudge. Don't worry about me. You can definitely get the feeling that... You can definitely tell these people used to work at BioWare just because there's this very specific flavor of... They're just good at realizing characters. They can just make a unique character... Not unique as in, like, never seen before, but as in, like, unique as in, like, each individual character can feel different from every other character in the game. The fact that it's still coming across without voice acting is actually a bit of a surprise. That just in the writing itself, you can get a different attitude for each one really effectively. Smoger? I'd ask how you're dealing with Wagner's death, but I already know the answer. Do you? Steady, old Moger, which is good. I know most of these varl, but they're not under my command. They came to follow Wagner. To tell you the truth, I wouldn't want to be in your position either. Anything you can tell me about the caravan? Throw together this many varl, half of them want to hit each other. The rest want to be left alone. Anyone I should keep an eye on? There's a couple of clan leaders trying to show off for each other. Not a big deal, I've got it under control. The fighters we just got from Strand aren't bad, but they're unruly. Give it a few days. There are a few moaning about fighting for you instead of Wagner. Those are the ones to worry about. What about Ludin's men? They don't want to hear anything from me, I know that. Any problems? Could be. Ludin's pet varl is named Berisi. I'm not sure where he came from or what his deal is. Bastard knows how to fight, but there's something I don't like about him. His girl in red is scary, too. Yrsa. She's probably the best fighter Ludin's got, to be honest. I've overheard some of the... Oh, shit. I think they said that I've overheard that some of the varl are afraid of her or something. I clicked on accident. Why? The flaming arrows, I think. It's a good trick, but the fire upsets our varl more than the dredge. Still doesn't make much sense. Witch? Oh, they must have called her a witch. They're not scholars, Hakon. I think they're mostly just afraid of her. That makes more sense. Don't let her find out. Haven't you ever wanted to be in command? More than I am? Any more rope and I'd hang myself. I doubt that. I forget. You weren't around back then. At one point I had more rope. I hung myself. So no, I'm not interested in command. It's all yours. Thanks. You think we're walking into a death trap? This many varl? No, we should be alright. Things could get rough, though. I don't like being the one to send varl to their deaths. I like worrying about myself, and that's the extent of it. Who would have expected Wagner to drop like he did it to a couple of slag? I'm still wondering what happened. He had hundreds of dead slag to his name. I don't get it. Just happens sometimes. No big moment. I'm sure it surprised him even more than us. Although, I have to wonder... Nah. Never mind. Anyway, I'll worry about the warriors. You worry about not doing something stupid. That's asking a lot. What were you holding back about Wagner? I'd rather not say, Hakon. Why not? It's the kind of thing that gets stuck in your head, and you need a clear one. It's better if you let me worry about it. If you say so, keep it to yourself. If there's a reason to bring it up again, I will. Let's get back to it. Let me know if you need anything else. I will. I'm wondering if the detail is something related to Ludin. Like maybe he thinks Ludin killed our king, or prince, or our leader. He was the one person that was there, so it would not be completely unreasonable if it was some sort of staged attempt at killing. So what state did we leave people in? There's Eric. He has 1 kill from earlier on. Hakon can be promoted. Moger cannot. Gulnoof is well on his way to rank 4, but that'll probably be expensive as all hell for the actual cost involved. Hakon's our actual leader of our entire faction now, so it makes perfect sense to upgrade him, obviously. Though I haven't had any need to ration it out so far. Let's see. Yeah, he actually has access to a 3rd point. I kind of like the idea of having him being able to just cleave through people's armor. That's about all we're going to do right now. We have no items in this particular party. For the moment. So there's nothing else to do, huh? We just head out. Well, at least the party's currently happy. That's a good start. I've picked up on the fact that that little face is the morale meter. Which I think I might have known that 2 years ago, but I think I forgot before I started this. Look at that, says Moger. In the hills. More dredge. Not more than a dozen, though. We could just as easily pass by a rush up here. We could just as easily pass by as rush up here there to slaughter them. Ludin overhears. That's a dozen dredge heading towards Strand, he says. You ask him when he started to care about Strand. I don't, he replies. I thought you did. Yep. We'll deal with it ourselves. The caravan stops and waits while you lead a small detachment up the hillside to take care of the dredge quickly. You tell Ludin to stay by the caravan. He folds his arms, muttering something about being treated like a child. I mean, our entire mission is to escort you. Although it'd be handy to have him in battle. But yeah, we're going to take care of it, because we're not going to let them just wander off into town. And frankly, I don't have a lot of faith in our army, which I would prefer to actually have use in combat, because I get the feeling that they're going to get themselves killed. But if I keep myself in good condition, these characters will be plenty healthy. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just get started. We are surrounded. That's not the best start. Do they at least have no abilities? They seem to all be normal. Bunch of 9-10s and 8-10s, it looks like. Some of them have a bit of will, so I have to worry about them getting extra attacks off, but aside from that, we're mostly good. Let's see. Let's get the little guy out of the way, just so they don't come into problems there. I'm curious. It may be best to head off towards these guys, just because they're more isolated, so we can beat them down faster before the rest of the crew gets in. Because that's the thing about the turn-based way that this game works, is those guys are going to move pretty slowly. I could also use the other shield character as a distraction, potentially. We could see how it goes, but I think we're largely going to head left from here. Let's see. You have your AoE, you have your bigger AoE. Let's get this started. Hello, friend. Yeah, might as well just get right up in there off the bat. You're my new best buddy. Let's see. Break on target, heavy impact. 100% chance to hit. Should come in handy. Let's give it a shot. Yep. That's more or less what I would hope for. Let's just stay away from their slow-moving force over here. Don't think bringing the pain is currently necessary. We'll let them approach slowly. Oh, they made it in. Wasn't sure if he'd reach me or not. Yeah, these guys are going to move so infrequently that it's just handy to be able to get past them. I think we'll have to get Gnolf the ability to actually use his power, because he's getting into he doesn't really have the ability right now. Let's see, you give 2 willpower to any target. Such as this guy, for example. 3 out of 4. 6 out of 4. 5 out of 3. I wonder what's up with that. So these characters start off with more than their max? Is that the implication there? Seems like it is. So I've got Rally to give people willpower, but that's largely not useful. I can move through my allies. Or go straight in for the attack. Let's go ahead and just go for this guy. Best I can do is try to work on his armor. Poor little guy. Oh yeah, they'll be slow on the approach. We'll do 1. There we go. Leave him at 1 hit point. That'll keep him weakened. I believe we did an AoE, so the other one's down to 3 now. That's good. This guy's not even approaching right now. Maybe time to just get ready for our last stand. Let's let them approach because they're going to take their sweet time. There we go. Was waiting for him to approach. Let's get behind him real quick. Just trying to cleave away at him so other characters can do proper damage. Yeah, that guy's sitting relatively weak right now. We're just gonna want to get ready for the incoming forces now. They move so slow as a group, but they can surround you, which is not great news. Let's see. Can't really reach that guy properly. We could prep Bring the Pain. Gives bonus to return the favor. Break damage to target. Do I have a likely damage for this? We'll give it a shot. It's just an armor thing mostly. Alright. This guy's sticking it up, but I think this character can probably work on him. Let's deal with the fact that there's going to be a whole crowd coming in soon. There we go. Picking away at those hit points. This is the best way that I know to manage all the incoming damage that's going to happen. Let's just pick these people down to low numbers and then do our best from there. Ow. Let's see, your ability again? Yeah, Sundering Impact. Okay. That guy's weakened already. We can work on the next one before he gets a proper chance. There we go. They're likely to surround us now, yep. Deflection accomplished. If I hit you, I'm gonna do way too much damage. Really, one of the best chances might be to work on this guy. He'll go down too. Fine. He at least has more hit points, so he's more worth taking down. And here comes the crowds. I'm avoiding the AoE a little bit because it'll wipe these guys out more faster than I want them to. I'm trying to delay the turns of the characters that still have 5 hit points to deal with. I'll do a lot of damage to those guys if I attack them. We can head through our teammate, though. That might have been a bad idea, actually. First of all, who can I attack? Oh, nobody. Oh, he's surrounded. The moment he gets a chance, he's just going to devastate them. So we can't do much there. And he's all out of will, so he can't do any special attacks at this point. Could rest for more, but honestly, let's just work on that armor. Ooh. This would be a good place for Gonolf, actually, with his spin. I think we're going to want to start inspiring people soon. Rude. Who's... you're all hanging in there, huh? No matter who I hit, they're going to die. Let's try to help the people that actually need it right now. And then soon a big nasty spin will wipe out a bunch of people, frankly. Oh, even you're out of... My bad. Even he went and ran out. Unless I want to attack... No, can't really reach the people I'd like to. Let's do our rest. Nice try. Use the horn to work on you guys now. Yep, the whole crowd is right on top of this guy, unfortunately. But I can start working on that. And Gulnuf will move in to hit a few of them at once soon, and that should hopefully help out enough. Here. Do I want to bring the pain? Let's give it a, let's go ahead and do it. Look at me, buddy. Here we go. Oh yeah, those characters have the hit points right now. Let's have some fun. There we go. It's time to start working down the pile. Primary units are already worked down. Let's rally this guy. Who's low on the will right now. Still one high health character left. Can't do a lot there, so we'll work on his armor. Take out most of it, and Gulnuf can really follow up after that. Oh look, he's crowding. Oh, or he's going to be running out of strength soon, though, which is a problem. Alright. They're running out of high health characters except for that guy. He won't have a turn for a while because he just went. Best person to target here is this guy over here. Wait, not bring the pain. I want to attack him directly, actually. Oh, but his armor's still so obnoxiously high. Ah, if I take out his health, though, he'll be down to 2. Which is actually good news. Alright, Gulnuf might actually go down, which is a problem, but we can at least get our Tempest off for 3 of these guys. Let's see. Sorry, starting from the target going clockwise, so I'm going to want to do Tempest starting here. That's not clockwise, that's counterclockwise. Oh well, they're getting a lot weaker, except for the one that's hanging in there still. Which is good news. Fortunately, I need to rest if I want to keep doing the extra will. A lot of deflections happening, thankfully. Let's center ourselves in these. I probably should have gone after that guy. That was probably a mistake. Oh yeah, things are going to go badly for him now. 2. This guy's really the next one to go for. Oh wow, can't even reach him, so that was a mistake. Yeah, oh yeah, here it goes. Poor guy. Hello, friends. Oh yeah. It's a really big crowd. We'll rally this guy down here. Because he'll live long enough to use it. Gulnuf's probably not going to last. Because the entire horde is attacking him at once. Let's get in there and try to work on this dude that has way too many hit points. I only need 1 will. Oh, what? I guess I was wrong about that. My bad. Now it's time to just start flattening everybody. Aha! Let's get Gulnuf out of there if I can, because he's about to get wounded. Which is not ideal. But they're probably gonna... Yep, they're gonna keep up with him still. That didn't really help. Just being rude now. Unfortunately, you guys aren't going to make it, because you're going to fall over like dominoes now that the fight's basically over. Especially thanks to the AoE that some of these attacks have that take down more than one at once in this situation. Poor Gulnolf, but he'll recover in a day or so. Unless we have a follow-up fight immediately. Hey guys. Gonna have to ask you to step the fuck off. Incoming pillage mode. They're still working on this guy. He still has 10 hit points. He's hanging in there just fine. And we win. Poor Gulnolf, but he took it like a champ. Alright, Moker gets his promotion. Hakon does. Gulnolf should have qualified for promotion because with all the damage he did, but he didn't get killing blows, I don't think, at all, actually. Symptom of how I was handling them. Hakon. You can hear Ludin's hard-booted trot as you set up camp the first day and brace yourself. Can we speak as equals? We can try. It seems clear to me that you plan to kill a lot of dredge along the way, am I right? You're not wrong. Then listen carefully. Don't assume only the varl can fight, do you understand me? That is my banner we fly to Grovheim, the banner of Aberrang. I insist on joining the battle. Almost gutted in your first encounter and ready for more. Whatever you like, Prince. And, I expected more resistance. From Wagner, maybe. They tell me you were his kender. That's why you're in charge now. Some kind of next of kin, varl thing? Don't you take on his responsibilities? In my own way. Then stop acting like I'm a thorn in your side. When you're nearly 200 years, it's hard to take 20-year-old man. Is that right? Seriously. You better start. We'll both be kings someday. That's the last thing I need to think about right now. Ludin looks at you as though you just punched yourself in the face. He heads back to his tent before saying whatever was on his mind. So we're getting along great. On exertion. You've gotten some characters with high exertion. Don't overlook this important stat. Exertion lets you add more willpower to your actions. Want to add more than 1 star to your attack? Upgrading to 3 exertion lets you add 3 damage to every attack, or move 3 spaces further than usual if you got the willpower for it. Remember, each stat is equally important in combat. Choose wisely. I probably want to... On the topic of exertion, I probably want to hold back on how much I keep moving my characters farther than normal using will, just because it'd be nice to have those saved up for the actual attacks that follow. It'd be good to try to lure the enemies closer to me first instead. So how are we doing over here? Gulnolf's injured, otherwise people are doing okay. What does Bearseed do? It's a Warhawk? Nope, he's got a spin attack too. Alright, so he's basically a duplicate of Gulnolf. Is there any reason to prioritize one over the other one? They even have the same beard, don't they? Yeah, they do. Hell, they're actually close to being palette swaps of some kind with how similar their appearances are. I imagine they're both practically non-characters. Because that's definitely one dynamic I have noticed, is that there's specific characters that are reoccurring characters that interact a lot, and then there's other characters that show up in combat, and I've gotten like a line or two or a mention, but seem like they're not going to come up most of the time. Here's Irza. She's a siege archer. Slag and burn. The siege archer throws a 5-tile area of slag on the ground, which explodes immediately. Targeted tile takes the damage seen below. Adjacent units take 2 strength damage. It also leaves randomly placed burning coals on unoccupied tiles. If targeting an enemy tile, coals always appear at the center of the tile first. If targeting an empty tile, coals always appear at the center first. Walking over the burning coals causes 1 strength damage. So it looks like the center tile will take Huh. Armor break plus 0. They all say armor break plus 0. So it's just they just take normal armor break damage. Then 2 strength damage and leaves up to 2, 3, or 4 coals. So it actually breaks armor on the target. It's good to have a character like that around because no one is ranged in the current setup. Although, no one having marked target is kind of a bummer. Hopefully I'll get access to that. Could just be exclusive to the other campaign, really. You ready for promotion? Let's go ahead and do that. You're literally the main character of this campaign, apparently. Makes sense, since the scholar character is not going to get a lot done. Let's see, exertion would be good, but let's go for... Probably more strength and armor, really. You want to keep increasing his damage and his health, but you also want to continually increase the damage reduction so that it actually lasts. Hello, Mogre. First promotion. He's a shield bearer, so it makes sense to just push that up if I can. Although a little armor break wouldn't hurt either. I'll go for the shield for now. Maybe next time. Oh, he's ready for... Wow, he got enough kills that fast to do 2 promotions. That's a bit of a surprise. He was busy. I guess he got a lot of the kills at the end there. I'm a little worried about spending the remaining... Basically all of my renown. Might hold off a little bit. Alright, let's meet this siege archer that they think is a witch. You're so right. She watches you approach with her head tilted back and points a thumb towards Ludin's tent. No. Here for you. Oh. Can we talk? Yrsa shakes her head no, a smile on her lips, eyelids low. Why not? I don't. Those two curiously contradictory words get you 2 impressions. She has a beautiful obsidian voice, and that this might be a complete waste of time. She watches you expectantly. Oh, so this might be our local crazy person to match the other spear user. You don't talk. No. You do, though. I don't. She smiles warmly, clearly enjoying her game. She watches you expectantly. You're Ludin's bodyguard? No, he's mine. Before you have the chance to be confused, she cackles, abrupt and loud, and then looks slightly embarrassed. You are his personal guard, though. Her expression changes too, of course. How did you end up with someone like Ludin? Luck? It's about the flaming arrows. She raises an eyebrow. Varl and fire don't get along. All you get is a shrug. If you're going to use them... She pulls an arrow. There's a flick of the wrist you don't quite catch. Suddenly a bird combusts in the tree behind you and falls to the ground smoldering. Half the camp has turned to watch. Don't tell me not to. Well, this has been fun. She crosses her arms, a hand on her chin, and cocks her head to one side. Until next time, Yrsa. Hakon? You stop and look over your shoulder. I am a witch, so be careful. She puts her forefinger to her lip with a soft shh. You depart, not quite sure what to make of that. So apparently she is well invested in the whole witch thing. We've said not to let her find out that we think she's a witch, but I don't think that's going to matter. Wow, we have a lot of supplies, by the way. 65 days. Maybe I want to spend renown on upgrading my character. There's no shop here at all, actually. Let's meet Bersi. You have a moment. As you approach Bersi, he lowers the book he was reading. He doesn't strike you as the book reading type. You're Bersi. You're Hakon. We've gotten that out of the way, haven't we? I have some questions. Say what you want to say. What's a varl doing working for Ludin? What's a varl doing working for another varl? What difference does it make? It looks like you're in charge here right now, so do me a favor and don't get Ludin killed. He's important to you? No, but that's one way to put it. Where'd you learn to fight? Same way as you, by fighting. You know what I mean. I robbed well-protected merchants for at least one man's lifetime, is that what you mean? Yeah, not anymore. I've had a lot of jobs. Can I trust you? What a loaded question, depends on what you mean. Whose back will you have if things go wrong? Assume I'm looking out for myself and you'll figure it out. Does Ludin understand that? Ludin doesn't even understand that half his army is here just to protect him from the people he talks to. You laugh at the unexpected gouge. Bercy grins, pleased with himself. What do you want to know? I won't keep you any longer. See you on the battlefield, oh leader of Varl. You could join us. I'm where I want to be. Don't forget what I said about keeping Ludin alive, got it? As you step away, you can't help but wonder if there's been a bit of a threat behind that gravelly request. Yep, they continue to have their very specifically defined characters. Think I will get that upgrade after all. Oops, not you. Mogre. Hopefully we'll go 3 days before we fight again because of that wound. Bam. And we have an increased item rank and everything. Let's make him an armor breaker. That could easily be one of his specialties after all. Unless I want to go further into the chain. Maybe the chain. Yeah, let's let him use more willpower at once. Here we go. Down to 5. Yeah, we're down to 5 at this point, which is a worry. I'm not sure about Eric. I feel like Bercy might be more immediately useful. Have another high damage character on the board. Instead of somebody who is seems to be relatively weak and specializes in his whole trick is giving people more willpower, which handy. In fact, the part where he gives people an ally way more willpower could be significantly more interesting. Yeah, maybe I will keep him in the field. If he gets enough kills to actually rank up, I'll have to specifically have him get kills so he can rank up, because that if I can rank this up, he'll start giving people a lot of willpower, and then he'll be pretty useful. Because that extra spike on top of your damage is really a lot. I'm noticing that like you can have a lot of strength, and then all their armor beats down your strength so that it's practically useless. But when you add 2 willpower to your attack, that's 2 flat damage, regardless of damage reduction. And that so if you can keep replenishing people's willpower, that could be a big deal, and turn the tide in a big way. Of course, I could also be giving people more willpower in the first place, but still is a exhaustible resource. But I do think I want to cut down on walking too far in a turn. I think we're good to go. Everyone's happy right now, so I think I should just head out. You overhear a conversation while marching alongside the warriors. I'm happy to stomp some slags as much as the next varl, but I didn't join up to take orders from Hakon, says one. Apparently he doesn't realize you're within earshot. Not willing to die for him either. By the way, look at this. This is apparently his face, and he just looks like a piece of shit to begin with that expression somehow. Don't know how they conveyed that. Alright, you can just let him know that you're there, but be all weak about it. No, people respect this character for his strong arm, so he should probably be tough about it. So you can threaten him, challenge him to fight, or blindside him. I mean, they're warrior people. Maybe I should just challenge him. Who will you take orders from? You ask loudly. Wagner's dead. We can decide right now. You raise your fists. He does the same reluctantly. His best shot's not bad, but you've had a lot worse. You grab him by the horn, swing his entire massive frame through the air, and plant him onto the ground. What's his name? You ask his companions. Gris. You take care of Gris, you reply. You hear them laughing at his misfortune as you wander off. Yeah, we'll see what the outcome of that turns out to be. Hopefully it's a bit of bot loyalty if we're doing this Klingon style, which I sincerely hope we are. A small gathering of tents comes into view, a group of merchants from the look of it. You ask what they're doing here. We got camped out at the Godstone ahead, one tells you, leaving an offer to Dengler. As one does. His expression turns. Dredge started appearing out of nowhere. Some of us stayed. thought the Godstone would be safe, but damned if I know why. We've been dodging them since we left. Assure them that the way to Strand is clear and send them off. Wait, actually, do you have anything to trade? Not much, he replies. Anything of value left at the Godstone. I've never seen this many varl in one place before. You have to deal with those dredge? You nod. We could part with some supplies if you need them. We have enough. Keep them. As you like. If you're passing Dengler's Stone, I have a request, though. My wife's brother stayed behind. You'll know him by the necklace with many gold rings. If you see him, say we are safely in Strand. You agree, and the merchants continue onward. At least we cleared the path. We don't have to regret the fact that we cleared the dredge, is what I'm saying.